On Taiwan Talk this week.
A lot of people say that Taipei it's like undeveloped, but I think it's just a bit overseen.
Joaquin Elizondo, chef de cuisine of newly minted Michelin-starred restaurant Zea, talks to us about bringing his vision of Latin American cuisine to Taiwan. He begins by telling us how he felt when he first found out his efforts had won his restaurant a Michelin star.
It was a mix of emotions because we knew that we were invited to the guide, but you never know what's coming. It was definitely on the plan for it to happen sooner or later. It happened rather soon, and I think it happened the right time also because the people that I have working alongside me, they really wanted to have an award of this caliber, and they want to go for more. So that's very motivating for me. I think it felt like a sense of relief and a recognition. We're a standalone project, and there's a lot of sacrifice that we made, and there's a lot of extra effort we have to put because when something breaks, you gotta fix it, and you have no engineer. You need to put the restaurant out there and the name out there. We don't have a budget or PR or digital designer. We need to do everything by ourselves. The fact that you can still have a star and have an independent business and be awarded, it's very motivating.
How would you describe the cuisine that you serve at Zea?
I think fresh, definitely. We focus a lot on freshness. You see all the goods arriving today when you get into the restaurant. It's a lot of goods because it's the first day of the week and we have a lot to process. We don't have anything pending from last week except meats that are aging or certain infusions or sauces or oils. Diverse also because we are Latin American. Latin America is a big social continent. It's twice the size of China, and you have hundreds of countries inside. Fun. Because having this as a main selling point, it really allows you to build up a menu that has some progression, but at the same time each course has its own personality. So it's not boring. Each course has an origin and a story behind, and most importantly, each course has its own identity when it comes to eating. It will be more sharp, more sour, more harmonious, more texture, less texture, more tender, more crispy, more vegetable driven. We have so much to offer.
What made you decide to come here to begin with?
Opportunity. Of course, Dee is from Taiwan, who's my partner and my wife. So I had a faster capacity of understanding how things work in here. When you have someone local, of course, you can envision things in a different way. A lot of people say that Taipei it's like undeveloped or whatever, but I think it's just that it's a bit overseen, because people are focusing so much on Bangkok, on Singapore, on Hong Kong, on Tokyo, and I understand why. I've been in most of these cities as a tourist, and they're fantastic. But Taipei also has a social political reality, that it's hard to face in comparison to those other cities. And I think that from a restaurant point of view, we can give a voice that is not polarized. We can show Taipei for what it is. So we do not offer any experience standing in any side, but we just offer nice food and nice happening for at least 3 hours of your life. So that's something that I think that will start to show Taipei as what really is. You asked me what did really motivate me to come here. That's one of the factors. This unseen small potato kind of feeling, but it's really good, because you belong to a land, you belong to a country, you have a terroir, you have the people also that have their own identity. So if you have all those things with a little bit of sense of pride, I think eventually it will be on the map, and it's slowly happening, just Michelin Guide does help a lot.
Talk to me about the beginning of this, how you started your journey, how easy or difficult it has been, especially since you opened just before COVID.
We always say with the opening a restaurant was the easy part, if you gather the money, you met a contractor, you met an interior designer, you pay your rent, you make it happen. It's a lapse. For us, it was a lapse of 6 months since we signed the location until we were able to get inside. Now running the restaurant after, it's the real challenge.
What is the main composition of the diners that come to Zea?
I'm happy to say that it's mainly Taiwanese diners, which for us as a restaurant is really, really important. Again, on both sides of the counter, all our team are all from Taiwan, and most of our diners, I would safely say 90 to 92% are from Taiwan. Yeah, and then now recently, after Taiwan opened up and we got a bit more exposure, we start to see some Hong Kong numbers, some Singapore numbers, some American numbers also, because Taiwan and America has a very strong relationship. There's a lot of Taiwanese American.
Has it been difficult for somebody who's starting with a cuisine that's not 100% familiar to the local population to sort of get a foothold in the food and dining space?
In some senses, yes, because for me as a person, like when it comes to like going to the market or ordering a vegetable or something like that, I have zero knowledge. I had when I arrived here, like zero knowledge about what I might receive or what I'm actually asking. It's challenging on the way that I'm working in a new land, right? Dealing with the guests, I think it was not so much of a challenge because I always had Dee by my side, and we have also a very talented manager, Nina, she's also from Taiwan, who made the bridge between, what we're trying to do. And also we use a lot of local ingredients, not for the sake of, not for being like trendy, because actually Taiwan has a lot of ingredients that are originally of Latin America or native or endemic to Latin America. Philippines too, because like Portuguese and Spanish people were messing things around here also as they were doing in Latin America. And with that they brought a lot of product from the Americas in here. So it's been settled and it's been growing here for like hundreds of years, so we are trying to also play a card in this like non-spoken connection. As a Latin American, I always focus on giving each dish its own identity, and seasoning and texture and freshness are all factors that are key, It shouldn't be only your signature dish that is good, but it has to be more than that, It has every single bite. With every single bite that you create on your menu, you need to craft it and you need to execute it with the same care that I used to cook for myself or for my family or for my friends. If you do that, I think that meals become memorable.
You were listening to Joaquin Elizondo, chef de cuisine of Taipei's one Michelin-starred restaurant, Zea. And that does it for this week's edition of Taiwan Talk. I'm Hope Go. Do join us again next time. Thank you for tuning in.